Mr. Chairman, Joseph Chatier has already been declared National Hero of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. To debate whether or not he should or should not be National Hero would be to debate the very law which established him as such. That piece of legislation is the Order of National Heroes Act, Chapter 5 of the Laws of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. No, I am not a lawyer, I am not a policymaker, and I am definitely not one of those persons who put the act together. And therefore, I will not waste any of my time debating the act, except to draw your attention to one part. Now, we all know of Chatier's brave and heroic leadership. We all know how he defended his people against the British who invaded their land back then. We all know how he put up the fight and how he died. But what I set out to do in this speech is to, firstly, go through some reasons why some persons think Chatier should not be national hero. Secondly, highlight one potential issue arising from the act. And thirdly, reveal to you my position on the topic based on my research, findings, and analysis. So let's get to issue number 1. Mr. Chairman, judges, I did a little survey in my community to find out from people whether or not they believe his right, Excellent Joseph Chatier, Paramount Chief, should be National Hero of this country. Here are the results. Of the 100 people interviewed, 61 males, 41 females. 70% were ages 13 to 18, while 30% were ages 19 to 35. When asked if they thought that Joseph Chatier should be this country's national hero, 80% said no. 10% said yes, and another 10% said that they were not sure. Though that was the main question, I asked the participants of the poll why they gave the answer they gave. Some said, and I quote, "He not do nothing for me," end of quote. Another batch was recorded as saying they cannot identify with what he did. Another said, quote, "He, referring to Chatier, fought for his country," end of quote. One respondent even said, and I quote, "What does it matter? He is dead and he will not know he got the award," end of quote. Now, I take it that since 70% of the respondents were ages 19 to 13, that most of them were teenagers. So, I had to ask some questions. Is it that the younger generation cannot identify with Chatier being a national hero? Is it that they have not been educated enough on the topic? Is it that they do not know of the National Heroes Act? Were they part of the process of putting that act together? Or did they even have to be part of that process? Mr. Chairman, judges, I cannot answer any of these questions. This therefore brings me to issue number 2, which raises briefly the Order of National Heroes Act, Chapter 5 of the Laws of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Specifically Section 10, subsection 3, which reads, and I quote, "The order of national hero shall only be conferred upon a person who is dead," end of quote. Why only when they are dead? This issue was brought up in one of the respondents from the results of my little survey, where one participant said, "What does it matter now? He is dead and he will not know he got the award." I mean, that was a little extreme, considering the fact that Chatier died over 218 years ago. But on a serious note, only when people dead? Mr. Chairman, in Barbados, someone can be national hero even while they are still alive. According to the Order of National Heroes Act, as passed by the Parliament of Barbados in 1998, the Act was amended in 2009 to confer extra privileges to the living heroes. Should we consider making such amendment with our Act? On the other sections of our Act, which are subsections 2A, B, and C, I would say that Chatier deserves to be national hero. Last but not least, Mr. Chairman, though the Act justifies Chatier as national hero, there are many people of modern times who have given selfless service, visionary leadership, and sacrifices to the honor of this country. Jeff Eustace, E.T. Joshua, Mother Sarah Baptiste, and more people who can better identify with. In closing, Mr. Chairman, considering my analysis, research, and findings, I would say that based on the Order of National Heroes Act, His Right Excellent Joseph Chatier deserves to be National Hero. However, we need more modern hero who the whole nation, young, old, and middle-aged, can easily identify with. We also need other ways of honoring people's contribution in the highest way when they are still alive. There is also a need of more education, especially among youth, for us to be able to know who should be national hero, what to look for when deciding on one, and so forth. More public education is needed on the act that deals with national heroes. More education is also needed on the significance of Chatier and the mark of his made. Because as a young person myself, and in this Heroes Month, people need to understand that a national hero forms an important part of our heritage. And in Joseph Chatier being national hero of this country, much heritage is found. When we think of Hairouna people still living all over this country, that is Joseph Chatier. When we think of cassava bread, modongo dumpling, farin, and so forth, that is Joseph Chatier. When we think of the petroglyphs in Leyu and in Yambu, that represents Chatier. When we consider the cultural heritage of our people who stood up and to fight for the freedom of this country, we think of Chatier as national hero, therefore, is part of our cultural heritage. We just need to recognize a more modern person and educate our people more on National Heroes Day. I thank you.